keep that locked.
Hello everybody, welcome. This is Nico from Unicorn Riot. We're here live in St. Paul. 1 second. Right now we're on like University and Rice. Up the street you see marshals and a few cars, and a police car has pulled a few of the cars over. Here's more cars. This is part of a car demo that's just starting here in St. Paul. The Minnesota Legislature building is right beyond those trees, and this parking ramp, this structure you see is a parking ramp. That's supposedly where Minnesota Legislature, Minnesota politicians are actually having a Zoom meeting to discuss the events of the coronavirus and other such things. Political stuff. So this car demo has not started. It's just getting started, and thank you for joining in. Again, this is Nico from Unicorn Riot. If you want to know more about past car demos that have happened here in Minneapolis-St. Paul area, there's been 3 that we've covered out of the last 4. This is the 3rd of the 4th that we've covered. So it's been a few here, mostly all demanding extra measures be taken when it comes to canceling rent, canceling mortgage, freeing prisoners from jail, and homes for all. And I think they're trying to also keep public housing public. So those are a few of the demands that have been happening here, that are happening right now. And you see there's marshals coming through, there's traffic that's being stopped, and it looks like the car demo is just starting. I can grab a glove. It's cold out here, my goodness.
Oh, hello. Hi. Sorry.
Alright, should be good to go now. This is the quietest car demo I've seen so far. You see the signs: cancel rent, can't stay home without a home. Here goes some honking. Can't pay rent with no paycheck. Let me zoom in a little bit for you all. Rent relief, no landlord bailouts.
I didn't want to push him, not on application. This is not a race. I'm trying to slow my pace. So many regressive, wish I can erase it. But I can't, please numb this pain. I didn't know if I can get me.
Keep public housing public. Stop section 18. 8 red. Turn all vacant units into safe homes for the homeless. Homes for all. Again, this is the location we are at is very close to the State Paul Capitol, Minnesota's Capitol building. The Minnesota Legislature building is right back here beyond the snow and the trees. They got a live streamer out here cancelrentmn.com. You can learn more information about this action and some other actions. And there's other resources for local people who are wondering about how they pay their rent, how they pay their mortgage if they're not getting paid and they don't have their own employment checks. So the legislature building, supposedly, possibly, legislatures are meeting, Minnesota elected representatives are meeting in this parking ramp on a Zoom call. And so protesters have come literally to the area where they're meeting to tell them what they think. St. Paul police, along with Ramsey County Police, have come.
Quick demonstration around the rent cancellation.
I got it. I've been talking with David, one of the organizers. You're not David, are you?
I am.
Are you?
Yeah.
Any way we can keep this lane open so we can just get emergency traffic through?
Yeah. Let me double check with my marshal lead, but that should be okay. Let me just double check.
He's not necessarily on a run right now, but if we have an ambulance or something to go through, I think there's just common sense to help us out to keep this lane of traffic open.
Yep. Let me just double check with my marshal lead and get back to you. It should not be a problem, but
Thank you.
So that was St. Paul Police initiating the conversation with an organizer who the police wanted an extra lane to be able to drive emergency vehicles through the street. It's a pretty main thoroughfare here in St. Paul. To come over by the tree, get some respite from the snow. Not very good for the equipment here. saw signs to cancel rent. That one says cancel mortgage. I think that one lost the sign, or it's just flipped upside down actually. Cancel rent. So again, this is Nico from Unicorn Ride. Thank you all for joining. Right here, this building that you are looking at in the background is the Minnesota Legislature building. It's about 2 blocks from the state capitol, which is like sort of right behind that building, about a block up. It's a few dozen cars out here, 30, 40 cars, something like that, 20 something. And what they are doing is having a demo, socially distant car demo. This is the 4th physical car demo that's been done in the Twin Cities area, calling for extra measures and alleviations of the struggle during the coronavirus pandemic. A lot of people are struggling, a lot of people are unemployed. You already know what the deal is. So, Governor Walz, Minnesota's governor, has put up 30 plus executive orders. One of the last executive orders was to get information of those who have been tested positive for coronavirus, get that information to the police and first responders, which a lot of people were raising alarms about, this medical information, and they're now under executive order to give personal medical information out to police. So a lot of people have problems with that. Anyways, there's a lot of executive orders that have happened to push some of the alleviation, push some extra measures to extend unemployment, to stop evictions, to stop writs of discovery, a few other things. Under the stay-at-home order, which is also an executive order, people are supposed to sort of stay at home unless they're going out for work, or essential service, or going out for a walk, or going out to get groceries. So there's a lot of avenues that allow a person to leave if they have a home, if they have a car. It's obviously a lot safer. If they do not have a home, that's another thing that a lot of people are fighting for out here, is homes for all. There's a lot of vacant houses, a lot of vacant even hotels. There's been a push to put more homeless people, more unhoused folks into hotels, as there already has been quite a few that have been housed in hotels in Minneapolis. You see, onlookers actually just pulled up and started filming, and now they're clapping. So as the snow comes down, I'm still trying to taking refuge by this tree. We'll get back out in the street in a little bit. I think it'll alleviate a little bit. So again, Minnesota Legislature building. People are out here. There's a Zoom meeting supposedly happening in this parking lot structure, and that's why people have chose this location. Supposedly legislatures are meeting on Zoom in this parking lot, and folks have chose this location as a spot to do a car demo. The police have come and asked for an extra lane, but then the police blocked off the street down the street to essentially take away the extra lane that they asked for. The marshals and folks that are protesting said, yes, you can have that extra lane. As the sun comes out again. Good old Minnesota. It's been snowing and hailing, snowing, hailing, sunning, all the things at the same time. That truck driver just rolled into this area just to honk. was a demo to free detainees. A couple days ago, we were in Philly. We got incredible footage of action in Philly that went to the went to the seat of power in Philly, at City Hall. Called for the mayor and a few other judges to release prisoners, and had very, very dynamic and touching phone interviews played over the loudspeakers. The interviews were from prisoners, and quite a time, quite a situation out there in Philly. We're gonna have a video of that being released soon. We were live for that, so check the stream out on YouTube, on Twitter, Periscope, on Facebook. See how the folks have done the streets. Try to get you a better view. Alright, now we can see without the snow coming down. State Capitol in the background. Minnesota State Legislature building. So again, there's a parking lot right here, as you see. I haven't heard verification that politicians are actually meeting there, but that is definitely what's being said, and that is why folks have put in the effort to come here on this block, Rice and Aurora, basically, in front of the state legislature building, as well as their parking lot, where supposedly politicians are having a meeting on Zoom inside the parking lot. People have chose to come here, ask for extra measures, extra alleviations. As I was saying, Governor Walz has signed all these executive orders. People are calling for an executive order to cancel rent and mortgage payments, homes for all, free them all, meaning the prisoners who would be otherwise in horrid conditions in prisons, and who are in horrid conditions in prisons, with a failing medical system, failing at best in jails and prisons. There's a few dozen people who have already been tested positive for coronavirus in Minnesota prisons. the numbers are pretty spectacular if you start to look at the numbers of coronavirus positive tests. It's also pretty spectacular, in a bad way, that the numbers are so high in the United States of America, yet the testing is so limited. We have a report coming out soon on our website, unicornriot.ninja, that where we speak to a person with COVID. For 4 weeks, they've been struggling with the effects of COVID, and they literally have never been given a real test. They've been told they probably have it. They went to the hospital, I think, 3 or 4 times, and yet they were never given a real test. So it's just one of the realities a lot of people are dealing with. There's almost no way to get a COVID test if you're working or lower class. There's been about 40,000 COVID tests that have been given in Minnesota among 5 million people. getting high. Just, welcome to our streams. Nico from Unicorn Ride, Jim in the Vacant. Thank you. We're live in St. Paul, Minnesota. It was just snowing here and hailing and doing all these weird things, but we're back. We're back with the sun. Bang. Alright, but what you are seeing is Minnesota Legislature's building behind us. Parking ramp right there. Supposedly politicians are meeting in the parking ramp on Zoom. Folks have come out here to have a socially distant car demo, urging politicians to demand extra measures, or urging politicians to create extra measures to help people during this pandemic. All right, well, we're gonna join by you want hey.
Right. How's it going? My name is David Gilbert Pedersen, DGP. I'm with Minnesota Workers United. We're out here in solidarity with Incarceration and renters' rights. Parks and Power is out here. DSA housing chapters out here. Folks are circling. There's a meeting of the legislators. We're in a unique time, so the legislators are meeting kind of in self-quarantine. They're in their cars and on their laptops. So a group of folks have gathered here to call for a cancellation of mortgages and rent payments so that folks can get through this crisis. I think we're in an incredibly turbulent time, but also an incredibly exciting time to see kind of what we can do for people. Governments, from the national government to state and local governments, have been able to make some strides forward, especially for big corporations and large companies and the wealthy. And folks are just out here asking for a bailout for everyday people, saying that we need to, when we're thinking of relief packages, talk about rent, talk about mortgages, guaranteeing that people can stay in their homes, especially with declining income and the need for folks to be at home because of COVID-19 and the dangers of being out. Again, we've got folks in cars so that they can be socially distant and not risk getting infected or things of that nature with other folks. But so much of this is just the beautiful and beloved community that we've built here around workers, immigrants, housing rights, tenants' rights. So just kind of a beautiful thing to see. So many folks come together even or a little earlier that you saw snow on the cameras, but you know, it's cleared up. You know, the power that we had brought the sun out, brought a little bit of warmth to the community, and just really out here to say it's time to forgive rents, forgive mortgages in this unprecedented time that we're in. And again, thanks to Unicorn Riot for being out here and again just consistently being a voice for working class people and journalism that covers what doesn't get covered by the corporate media.
Thank you so much. You hear from GGP. As David said, there's a meeting of the politicians in the parking lot. It looks like the action is actually getting either stopped or moved. I think it's getting moved to the next block. lady says, "We're with you." Alright, looks like the action is wrapping up. I was thinking they might go to the other block as was discussed. There you have it. It's Capitol Security. There is the Capitol building. We're here live in St. Paul. There's the organizers dancing. All right, you saw the fourth car demo here in Minneapolis, St. Paul area. Here in St. Paul right now, across the street from the Minnesota Legislature building and the parking lot. Politicians were meeting in the parking lot on Zoom, quarantined in their cars, while dozens of cars outside of the parking lot honked, raised their music, and basically showed that folks are demanding alleviation. Folks are demanding another executive order by the governor that'll help the working class and lower class folks get some alleviation from their rent, from their mortgage, get unhoused folks home, get the jails freed, basically. Clear up a lot of the jails. There's a lot of people who have release coming up, who have medical vulnerabilities, who are elders, who are in there on nonviolent offenses, who are in there not even charged with anything. So there's a lot of reasons why a lot of people are calling for at least those folks to be released. Technical violators who haven't even been charged or anything, but might have had a PO that didn't like them at the time, might have missed a meeting, hence they're back in prison. A lot of people are saying even though you went to prison doesn't mean you have a death sentence to die from a pandemic. Again, we had a good coverage from Philly where a lot of people were literally speaking from the prisons about the situation inside a prison. Check that out at unicornride.ninja. Otherwise, check out a lot of our other coverage on the coronavirus pandemic. If you have the ability and the privilege to share our work, it would be great if you have the privilege to donate to our work so other people can allow to continue to watch and see and read and be captured and realize the content that we have, see what we have to bring to everybody. Sorry, I'm trying to read a message at the same time I'm talking and it's not working, so I'm gonna stop. So again, we are 5 years deep. This is Unicorn Riot. We're a nonprofit educational media organization who are dedicated to bringing context to social and environmental struggles. In the middle of this coronavirus pandemic, we have a lot of coverage that we've been doing and planned. Continue to follow us. We have some more things popping out today and the next days and on throughout the week. Hope you all stay safe out here. As I alluded to, we have 5 years in at Unicorn Riot. With that 5 years, we actually are having a fundraiser, a $5,000 modest goal. We're getting there. We're almost to 1,000. Along with that, we have 5-year commemorative t-shirts available for those who donate $35 or sign up for a $12 monthly donation. So again, thank you all. If you have the ability, celebrate 5 years with us. Check out our coverage. We're only able to do it because of you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. UnicornRiot.ninja. Check us out if you can. Share our work if you can. We will be back live at some point when time is right and capacity is there. And otherwise, check out our coverage on all the channels. Thank you all for joining. Peace.